Just make sure we are recording. Okay, looks like we're recording. Doing the Cat 1 rating for PilotEdge. First things first, fuel valve open. Prime it. Let's do 3 times. Parking brake is on. Go ahead and flip on some lights here. Mixture rich. Carpet off. Throttle in just a little bit. And we will start her up. We even have a passenger with us. Just has her hands resting in her lap, all awkwardly. Let's turn radios on. And I'm gonna check my frequencies really quick here. 122.7. And then we'll need 122.9 for the airport we're going to. We can't listen to weather because it's just a simulated thing. I mean, I think I could turn it on really quick if I can remember where it is. Maybe in here. ATC. ATC voice is on. AI, I think we need that on. We'll just turn it on for a sec here. See if this works. For the AWAS. At Lima 52. Sky vector. Looking it up right now. .375. Can't read it. That little pop-up is right in the way. How's that supposed to work? Well, that's awkward. Okay, let's try it this way. 375. Oh my gosh. Was it 133? 118.375. Sorry for the whiplash there. I need physical knobs for this, man. Boom. Both. But I should have weather. I guess not. Well, let's turn that back off. Because that's not working. Yeah, I don't know. We'll look up the. Let me look at the weather online real quick, just to. Got wind 13 at what direction? Looks like it's coming from the northwest. Okay. Alrighty. I think we're good to go then. Oceano Is that how you pronounce this airport? Oceano? Oceano County traffic, Cessna 6417 Golf, taxi to runway 29er. Alright. Parking brake is released, we'll taxi to runway 29er. Oh my goodness. Oh, keep turning right. I turned the wrong way. I hope we don't hit that van. Got a lot of obstacles in our way here. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Yeah, nobody here. I went the wrong way. We're gonna cross the runway. We're gonna turn left. I should have announced that I was crossing, but it's not actually required, so I'm okay. Go ahead and do flaps 10 degrees or so. Start slowing down so we don't overrun our turn here. The brakes. Oceano traffic, Cessna 6417 Golf, holding short of runway 29er. We'll be taking off and departing to the east. I'll go ahead and do my run up since I said we're holding short. So parking brake is set. We're gonna go throttle to 2300 RPMs over here on the right. Now we're gonna turn on carb heat, and our RPMs dropped by 100. Turn it back off and the RPM climbed. We'll test the magnetos over here for the same RPM drop. Yep, that was the left side. Whoa, RPM dropped. We'll go down to right. And we had the RPM drop there too, that's good. Means everything's working. Throttle down. Parking brake off. Oceano traffic, Cessna 6417 Golf's taking off runway 29er, departing to the east. I didn't say what altitude I was going to be at, but that's okay. Here we go. Looks clear. Once we get lined up, we'll go full throttle. Here we go. We're gonna look for 75 knots on climb out here. We're gonna make a left turn once we get maybe 500 feet above. Go ahead and go flaps 0 now. Clean up the flaps. Pull up a little more. Start turning left gently here. Pitch up a little bit to bring our airspeed down to 75 knots for a more efficient climb. gonna look for a heading of 100 degrees, which is gonna be 2 of those small notches to the right of the E on the heading indicator, which is spinning around right now in the bottom center of your screen. So right about here is 100 degrees. We're gonna pitch up some more to try to achieve 75 knots. We want to climb to 8,000 feet. Altitude is indicated here. We're at 1,500 right now. I'm going to try to maintain this 100 degree heading and keep climbing. Got a ways to go. We're at 75 knots, looking good. Climbing pretty efficiently here. Climbing quickly. Look at that view. Beautiful. Get a look at the outside, the exterior. There we go. Keep that climb going. Keep it on 110 degrees for the heading. I mean 100 degrees. Keep thinking 110. I'm gonna look up the frequency for the VOR that is near the airport that we're heading to. And it is, I was looking at it earlier. Oh, not paying attention. Let's get back on course. We're still climbing, that's good. The frequency is 117.5 for the VOR. We can set it over here. 117.5. Okay, we're back on course. We're still climbing, looking good. As soon as we switch that over, you can see this over here. You can see it latch onto that. Boom. But we need to update the bearing to about, why is that always in the way? That is so obnoxious. Yeah, 30 degrees. Can't see what I'm doing here. Like what? How are you supposed to adjust it? Well, there's 30 degrees. We could fly directly to the VOR. Actually, that's probably what we want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I think that that's going to be a more of like a 60 degree radial. If I bring this over to 60, and more like probably 75, right here between the 6 and the E. Yep, there we go. Let's fly directly to the VOR. So this needle now, I think it's called a needle, is on the left side, which means we need to move to the left a little bit. basically means we need to fly left of 75 degrees, right? So we want to maybe fly at about 60 degrees until we intercept the radial for that VOR. As we begin to get closer to intercepting it, then this needle will start moving to the right. So if we stay on this heading, that needle should start moving to the right slowly. I do believe. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. 5,000 feet. Still have about a few thousand feet to climb. And that needle may take a little while to come over. Let me double check that that's where I want to be. I mean, I suppose it could be a little bit, could be like 70 degrees. I still can't see what I'm doing here. Okay, there's 70. And we're basically on it already. So now if we just had, yeah, that's more like it. That's the way that we should have done it, I think. Is set it to the radial we're on and then just fly that heading. And that'll take us to the VOR. So we set that to 70 and we're right on it. And then we just match our heading over here with that heading. And now we're flying directly toward the VOR. And once we get to the VOR, or close to it, then we can navigate toward the airport. And this is going to take us over some lower terrain anyway. Rather than flying over the tallest part of this mountain, this is ideal for safety. Alright. Let's see how that looks on the map. Relative to where we're going. Okay, that's where we're going ultimately. Is this the VOR? Yeah, that's the VOR, I guess. 117.5. Right? Yeah. So we're heading to that VOR, and then from there, we're going to be heading to the airport right down here. But we don't have to go all the way to the VOR. We could maybe cut right after we get over this ridge. We'll kind of cut from here toward the airport, and so we'll skim some of that off. That's my thought on navigation. We'll come over this ridge here where it's shallower rather than being taller over here, and then we'll just cut it to the right there. Yeah, looking good, looking good. We're still at full power because we're climbing to 8,000 feet. Let's look around a little bit. We're getting up there. Look at the beautiful terrain. For 8,000, so we're still climbing. I think it's 1,500 feet. nice over that direction. The water. Got water. Damn. Let's get back on course here. Almost to 7,000 feet. I don't know, 8,000 might be a little high for this aircraft. Let me adjust my mixture. I think it may run more efficiently if I... Oh, that's throttle. Pull the mixture out. I think it runs more efficiently at this altitude with a little less... Just a little less mixture. I don't know a lot about that, but I think that's the case. And we don't need this yet, but we might as well set it now. This is going to be the CTAF frequency for the airport we're going to. That'll be ready for us. We're a little bit right of our where we want to be, heading toward the VOR, so... But we're flying to the left of that 70 degrees, so that will take us back to where we want to be, eventually. Still climbing. We'll be at our target altitude in another minute, because we're climbing at 500 feet per minute. We only need 500 more feet. Therefore, it should take us about a minute to get from here to there. Oh, now we're climbing faster though. 700 feet per minute. I think that we're getting more off course with this because oh yeah, I was completely misreading this. I've been flying right of the heading the whole time. I thought I was left of it. I need to come over here. There we go. That'll take us back to it. Mental error. Oh, we're at 7,000 or 8,000 feet, so we're gonna throttle down to cruise power. Right about there. Try to level off here and stay at 8,000 feet. I think we're coming into our coming closer to our VOR. I'm not sure what you call that. The localizer, maybe? Now we're getting close to it. What I'm referring to is this line is coming to the center now from the left. So since we're almost on it, we're going to correct our heading back to 70 degrees by looking at this. We're right on it now. Let's get this back to 70 degrees, and we are there. If we stay on 70 degrees, assuming the winds aren't blowing us left or right too much, then we should stay right on this localizer. So we're at cruise power, we're at 8,000 feet. We're headed to our VOR. We're looking good, looking good. Some aircraft up here. Are they flying in formation? What's going on? So is that the ridge we're flying over? I think it is. Or is it this closer one here? It's this closer one. Yeah, that one's way out there. We just gotta fly over this one and then turn right. Beautiful. It's a nice smooth air up here. Looking good, looking good. Just a couple hundred feet under our target altitudes. We're at 7,800 feet right now. I didn't actually set the altimeter calibration, so this is probably off a little bit, depending on the current weather. But it should be pretty close. You can see this ridge right here. We're trying to get over that. And that is this ridge right here. I mean, we could start cutting our angle a bit to the east or south more here, instead of flying all the way out to that VOR, even though we're not quite to the ridge yet. We have our altitude. We're obviously going to clear the mountain. We're way above it. So we're just cutting it to the east a bit more, and a little bit of south. Still at 8,000 feet. Looking nice out here. The sun is starting to set. Well, not quite, but will be soon. We can find out what radio we're on for this VOR by turning this. See, we are too far to the right for the 70-degree radio. Which means we're going to be closer to, say, the 60 maybe? No, not quite. Maybe 65. 65. But it's going to keep falling off. It's going to move to the left. Yeah. Turn to the right a bit more here. Looks like we're just getting over the ridge now. See it right here, this yellow line. It's gorgeous out here. I'm not used to seeing this kind of terrain. Now we're closer to being on the 60-degree radial. What that means is the VOR is 60 degrees from where we are. And 60 degrees is, you know, east, northeast. And you can confirm that by looking at this map. East, like more east than north, but there's some north in there. Right there, that line right there. Pretty cool, huh? Eventually we'll be on the 0 degree once we get down to here. It'll take a while. We're starting to descend a little bit. I'm not really intending to quite yet. I guess I could be. I might as well be. Being that we're getting pretty close to the airport. Yeah, let's just start descending. And we'll gain some airspeed that way too if we leave our power where it is. Just start descending. Starting to lift the nose all on its own because I'm going faster. So I added some pitch down trim here. Keep the nose down a bit. Now we're gaining some nice airspeed. We have a ways to go though. I think the airfield is way up here somewhere. If I remember right, I did this flight earlier. I think it was close to that kind of sandy looking area. Lighter color area. So we might be descending a bit prematurely. Making some good progress though. You can see it. I can see this area already growing in size. When it comes to our view of it, our perspective. Got 4 aircraft over here off my left side behind me. What are they doing? Nice. Probably no way I can see them. Who knows what altitude they're at. Keep cruising, keep descending. So a little bit contradictory. Kind of a little bit of cruising and a little bit of descending at the same time. The wind out here is going to be out of the west still, so we're going to join probably a left traffic, what do they call that? That's what they call it, left traffic pattern. We'll join the left downwind. Is that? I'm trying to think of the proper phrasing. Left traffic downwind for runway 29er. Look how close we are now. We're within 10 miles yet. Let's check this out. Looks like we are to the northwest. What is this airport called? It's like New Yakima or something like that. New Yakima. Make a radio call. New Yakima traffic, Cessna 6417 call. Approximately 9 miles to the northwest. Coming in for a full stop on runway 29er. Yakima traffic, Cessna 6417 Golf is 7,700 descending. Sorry, 6,000. It was 6,700. I made the wrong call, but we'll let it go. There's no one really listening anyway. We'll pretend no one heard it. No one even knows we messed up. Alright. Start looking for this airfield, see if we can get a visual on it. Had a hard time finding it earlier. Might be down more? No, I don't think it's that close. It's way up there somewhere, I think. It's so hard to spot. It's up here somewhere. I don't know why it's so hard to spot. Well, we better keep descending. At 6,000. A few miles out now. About 4 or 5 miles. Let's see if we can see it. I just never can spot this airport, man. It might be right here, these buildings. Nah, it's in front of us. It's not to the left. The runway is 29er, which means it's... Well, I guess we're almost... Yeah, we're basically in line with it. Maybe that's why it's hard. It should be right off our left, and we're basically in line... Or we're parallel with it. Man, it's down here somewhere. Am I just... Like, you guys probably see it. We're really close. We might just be right above it. Yeah, is it right there on the left? That was it, yeah. That was it, it's right there. That's it. Alright, okay. Yakima traffic, Cessna 6417 Golf is downwind for runway 29er. Coming in for full stop. Yakima traffic. I should have just said Yakima at the end of that call. Didn't need the traffic part. And we are at 4,000 feet. I don't know what the... See, what's the elevation here? 2,200. Okay. Yeah, we're almost there then. Go ahead and turn carb heat on, because when our throttle engine speed gets under the green over there on the right, that gauge over there to the right above the yoke, we need carb heat on to prevent icing. Yeah. Once we get our airspeed down into this white arc, which it is now, we'll add 10 degrees of flaps. You can see the lever on the right for the flaps at 10 degrees to the right of that red knob, the mixture knob. And where's our runway? There. We're aiming for 65 knots as we descend here for the pattern. Yakima traffic, Cessna 6417 Golf, turning base for runway 29er, Yakima. We don't need the map anymore, let's turn that off. Go, there we go. I kind of lost visual of the runway, I'm not gonna lie. There it is. Yakima traffic, Cessna 6417 Golf, on final for runway 29er, Yakima. Okay, we'll add 10 degrees more flaps, we're at 20 degrees now. Aiming for 65 knots on the airspeed here. We're gonna go full flaps. We are at full flaps. We're gonna add some power now. We have a lot of drag. We want to keep our airspeed high enough to not stall out and hit these trees. Airspeed is at 55 knots, which is, we don't really want to go much lower than that right now. Add a bit more power and get over these trees. Make sure we're gonna make it. And we'll just drop in right over these trees. Here we go. Kinda clean up the flaps. Get off. Hanger at the end. Once we get off the runway, we'll make our radio call that we're clear. Look at our timer. Our clock there, 6:49 almost. 6:48 and a half. We're supposed to sit here for a couple minutes after we land to make sure PilotEdge successfully tracks the flight and I get credit for it for the rating. Hopefully we pass. I don't see why we wouldn't have, but go ahead and turn off our lights. And just keep the aircraft running while we wait on this time here. And I'll wait another minute and a half or so. And we will be good to go. That will conclude our flight today for Cat 1 rating for PilotEdge. If you rode along with me today, hope you had a good time, enjoyed the views. I had a good time. We'll see you next time.